honestly cannot tell you how much of a game changer it is to know, have forward visibility on your business through tracking the right data, and it just allows you to make so much more powerful decisions because you understand the black and white of your business. You're not making decisions based on a gut feel or a hunch. I think I'll leave it there. I think that's enough for you to kind of go away, write your list, understand what you want to track weekly, monthly, understand the power of the right data in your business, and just start somewhere and take it from there. Hello everyone, Josh here. Welcome to another episode of the Ignite podcast. Now today, I want to talk to you all about the power of the right data in your business. So, what you track gets measured, and what you measure, you can understand and act on. I'll say that again. What you track gets measured, and what you measure, you can understand and then act on. I see so many consultancy business owners not tracking anything in their business and having no visibility on the future of things in their company, or other business owners who are tracking everything to the nth degree and micromanaging everyone and everything in their business to the point where they are so overwhelmed because they're tracking everything and trying to understand all the data that they actually don't get anything done in their business. So what I want to talk you through today is like the power of having the right data in your business. Everyone's different, everyone's business is different. And obviously, and this is what we coach our boardroom clients on, we're literally running a training on this next week, about understanding there are certain baseline metrics in your business that every consultancy business should be tracking. And what we're going through next week is the must-haves and the nice-to-haves. So the must-haves are obviously, these are all the things that you must be tracking in your business. And then, we're breaking it down into different business sizes, because a business doing 1 million needs to be tracking certain things, and a business doing 3 million or 5 million needs to be tracking very different things in their business as their company grows. So we're going through, there are things that you must track, things like net profit, gross profit, forecasting, whip on projects, how your projects are traveling, like the health check on your projects, through to, I guess, nice to haves in your business, which are like the add-ons. Like once you get the base level right in your business in terms of having a really sound level of understanding of the core metrics in your business that make the biggest difference, then obviously once you've got that reporting going quite nicely, you can start to do the add-ons or the nice to haves. But what I want to cover today is like just really highlighting the power of the right data, because again, like as human beings, as business owners, we've got so much going on and we've got so many things coming at us that unless there is a compelling why in terms of why this is important, we tend to not do things, or we tend to put it at the bottom of the pile. And so what I want to highlight today is the why, or the power of having the right data in your business. Because like I said, there's plenty of things that you could be tracking in your business, but are they the right things? Now, we really encourage our boardroom members to track different things on a weekly and monthly basis. And there are different things that I encourage you to be tracking on a weekly and monthly basis. Like, for example, project health checks. So like understanding agreed fee on a project, how much time's been spent, where the project's up to, types of resourcing, are we over or under, and is the project on track? Tracking projects on a monthly basis is a bad idea because it does not take long for projects to go off the rails. So a project health check, in my opinion, needs to happen on a weekly basis, because every week you can pick up when something's starting to go off the tracks or off the rails. And as the business owner or empowering team leaders or PMs within your business, they can pick up on those things and start to bring it back onto the right track or back onto the rails before things, get too scary. So for example, if you're tracking if you're tracking project health checks monthly, you could have a senior designer or a project engineer or a drafty spending 3 weeks on the wrong thing. And then you get the report at the end of the month, and you're like, whoa, we're like 60% over budget. What happened here? Whereas if you're checking that stuff on a weekly basis, you can pick that stuff instantly, like, whoa, you spent an extra couple of grand on this project, what's going on? And the person in your team or the person in your team leader's team can go, oh, the client called me on Thursday and said to get going on a whole bunch of extra stuff. Did I forget to tell you that? And so that's an opportunity now for the person to step in, ask for a variation and get things back on track. But if you're tracking that stuff on a monthly basis, you've one, probably lost the opportunity to ask for the variation, and two, you are burning so much time and so much whip. So gives us choice. And so we really help our boardroom members understand, well, what's the right data for your business? What do you need to be tracking on a weekly and monthly basis, and even quarterly if you've got shareholders, monthly, weekly, quarterly, and then obviously the yearly stuff. And what's right for your business? Because like I said, $1 million a year business versus a 3 or a 5 million per year business needs to track things very differently. You're typically tracking the same things, but you're tracking in a very, very different way. So data gives us choice. And this is the topic for today, is like the power of having the right data in your business, because it allows you to make informed decisions. So the example I gave just before, like understanding where your projects are up to, or empowering your team to understand where their projects are up to on a weekly basis, means that they know what the data is. The data doesn't lie, and it means you can then make informed decisions about what you're doing at a project level. Other things like, understanding like team utilization and that sort of stuff. We were just literally talking to an amazing boardroom member before I started recording this episode, and he was sharing his screen and showing me the data in his business. He's got a really amazing, dashboard reporting for his business. We started to dive into utilization, and he's like, yeah, look at the two business owners. We are way too utilized. Like, he knows it, and he knows that they're going through a growth phase. But then we started to look at other team members, and they're not as utilized. And it starts to then highlight, because you're tracking the data, you understand these things, and if it's relevant for your business, utilization definitely is. It starts to paint a picture of either if a staff member is too overutilized, signs of burnout, signs of not managing projects properly, potentially signs of them not understanding the project scope and just spending and burning a whole bunch of time, or someone underutilized, either poor performing, or they just have been flying under the radar, or people have been forgetting to give them work. And again, if you're tracking staff utilization on a monthly basis, someone could, go to the brink of burnout, or you've been completely underutilizing a staff member for an entire month. Whereas if you're tracking that stuff weekly, you can jump on it very quickly. It also, to my client's point earlier, he's like, mate, I know that we're way too utilized. Like, we are way too on the tools in the business. Like, we're up around 90% utilization. We really should be down around 50 or 60%. So he is aware of that. But without the data to pinpoint that or highlight that, again, you're kind of flying blind. So he now knows that he's up around 90% utilization, and that means he can then make a plan or make a decision or make a choice. And again, this is the theme for today. Data gives us choices. It gives us the ability to go, that's not a feeling, that is black and white. I need to now make a decision. Do I hire someone? Do I start to delegate better? Am I maybe not delegating as well as I could to get my utilization as a business owner from 90% down to 60, so I can spend that other 40% of time in the business focusing on BD, bigger picture stuff, strategy, that sort of thing. But again, the theme of today is the power of having the right data in your business. And I mean, this is why we exist, and this is why we do what we do. We really help our clients choose that data and understand that data. But if you're sitting here or driving or walking or running or listening to this episode and you're like, okay, well, how do I track the right data in my business? It's about stepping back and going, well, what are the things that I need to know on a weekly basis and a monthly basis that's going to allow me to make informed decisions about my business? And like, if you literally just sit down for 30 minutes and go, what should I be tracking weekly? What should I be tracking monthly? And just write down a list of all the things that, monthlies, things that can wait a month for you to kind of get the report from your accountant or your bookkeeper or your software. And the stuff weekly is like really time sensitive. So I'd really encourage you to just sit down if you're not tracking anything in your business, or it needs a bit of a revamp. So for me, when our client's profit starts to decline, to me, it's a indication that we're not on top of our numbers. We're not being as efficient as we can be. We're not across blowouts on projects. Like, there's only two ways to increase profit. It's either charging more or being more efficient on projects. They're literally the only two ways to make more profit in your business. So when profit starts to decline and your rates are your rates, it's really project efficiencies. And to me, that means that we're not tracking and not understanding the right data in your business. So having the right data means that you could forward plan and really understand, what's happening and what's coming up. So, revenue and cash flow coming up. So really encourage you to have like monthly revenue and cash flow projections in your business and to understand what's coming up and making informed decisions. So yeah, spend 30 minutes, sit down, write that list. What do I need to track in the business weekly? What do I need to track monthly? What do I need to track quarterly? And what do I need to track yearly? Just write out your list and then start to build out your spreadsheets or your reporting, or get someone on your team, get your bookkeeper or accountant to start to give you that information. And as you start to get it, you'll be like, that thing that I thought that was monthly, I really need to know that weekly. Like, you're not going to get this list perfect. It all comes through iteration, and it all comes from, learning and experiencing business. So you're like, cool, can I now start to get that data that's monthly on a weekly basis? And can you lay it out like this? So there's something to be said from just starting, doing that list, spend half an hour, start to implement it, start to track the data, run it yourself, and then start to empower people on your team to then run it for you or start to own the data. You've got to go down that journey, but just start somewhere. Start tracking the data, understanding what's the right data for you in your business. And it is just, honestly, cannot tell you how much of a game changer it is to know, have forward visibility on your business through tracking the right data. And it just allows you to make so much more powerful decisions because you understand the black and white of your business. You're not making decisions based on a gut feel or a hunch. I think I'll leave it there. I think that's enough for you to kind of go away, write your list, understand what you want to track weekly, monthly, understand the power of the right data in your business, and just start somewhere and take it from there. So I hope that helps. Look, if you want to keep doing this journey on your own and keep doing things by yourself, that's totally fine. We have a ton of free resources to help you keep doing that. This podcast, the website, our YouTube channel, all those sorts of things. But if you want to get some help, if you want to basically be told what to, that's not true, shown and helped for what to do in your business in terms of tracking the right data and what to track weekly, monthly, and access to all our templates and all that sort of stuff, would highly recommend and highly encourage you to reach out and let's have a chat about how we can help you grow your business more efficiently and faster through Boardroom. So if that's you, reach out. We'd love to have a chat about your business. Have an amazing day.